Alright, family, Memo Bibi Akwaba Fambra, 2K News and Blossom. So I'm still in my blaster JCS. Upon say Yashi, you know, still na yasi any edasu edi blasters echi. Manfa murem ewon sema hudu bi ababe tudwa. Nya se Okudzeto Ablakwa. Ana den sembi abusuan se modi anu de no anu de ne. Sema kan nyina ne se NPP for free SHS almost o maya nyina no. Inuane omode ma enkwada yi di inuane omudi nyina no se yesi aduane no asai me kire ma yesi inuane no aye poison like wuduru ankasa wo inuane ni ma ankura ni edi an wakasa wa kire o chema o se eye the year 2021 baby eye 3 December ena eye inuane bi a chese NPP for crefree abrochi o se mo bi an NPP for crefree abrochi se omo de ba no mo de aba supplier man kura je so mko free SHS not knowing say emo ni be gu eye port ho ma ne chei nti mo egu ho ma expiring date e ka mo no after that no ena NPP for akwaje mo anom be che man kura no which means say that year 2021 no batch ni edi wura 2022 no enkura mko free SHS nya no o kire ma o say in fact e wudru pa che say a big time poison and a diamond kurane di sanso no wache me the fact ahodo bi eye impo company a omode aduane no e baaye no lamens ene omom ka ka wonya no wache mu akibi bia o se ya de se NPP4 omadi enkura yi ewu pa abusuan no kurebe yi ene wosa ensem we mu o eye nyina so bia onso betim de wadwen kire aba o eye comment section honom na bibia so etimi aye kama yenko ni enkutie Okudzeto Ablakwa na no mu nsem ne bi emfamra.
It is really traumatizing. I have intercepted numerous documents, samples of rice, bill of ladings, police reports, FDA reports, and other documents which confirmed beyond any scintilla of doubt, any iota of doubt, that our children in senior high schools have been fed with expired and contaminated rice. Let me begin by stating that according to the bill of lading I have here, the consignee, a company known as Lamens Investment Africa Limited, imported rice from India. The brand
Lamens, how is it spelled?
Lamens. Okay. Lamens Investment Africa Limited. They imported rice, having been single sourced by the National Food Buffer Stock Company to import rice for the Free SHS Secretariat to serve our children in senior high schools. The rice was received by the 3rd of December 2021 at the ports, but could not be cleared for a considerable length of time. The notified party, as we have here on the original bill of lading, is the National Food Buffer Stock Company. It has emerged from unimpeachable findings that the National Food Buffer Stock Company Limited conspired with Lamens Investment Africa Limited to rebag this expired Moshosho rice. The Moshosho rice from India expired in December 2023. Seeing that the rice has expired, Lamens and the National Food Buffer Stock Company went into a conspiracy to have the rice rebagged because they knew that if they sent the expired rice to the schools, headmasters will protest, students will protest.
They will see the expiry.
They will see the expiry on the original Moshosho bag of rice. So they then secured 2 bags, different bags of rice, one largely an ECOWAS rice bag, and then a plain bag, 50 kg bag. On both bags, they wrote made in Ghana. Made in Ghana. No longer made in India, which is where the rice came from. They wrote made in Ghana. Then even worse, in flagrant violation of LI 1541.
So these two pictures, please help me. And our viewers, you will see these pictures in the next 5 seconds. There's Moshosho rice to the left.
Yes, that's what was important.
So this is the original.
Original.
Yes.
And you see the best before date, December 2023.
Yes.
Then they transfer it into this one, ECOWAS Sidao.
Yes.
And you see the origin, Ghana.
Wow.
Made in Ghana. And no expiry date.
Okay.
And this is what they sent to the schools.
And this was done by who?
This rebagging was not being done at a hideout, some secret location. It was done at the storage facility of the National Food Buffer Stock Company in Kumasi. Will you believe that?
In Kumasi.
In Kumasi. So,
the 22,000 bags.
Yes.
So they rebagged.
Yes.
That's a lot of work.
It's a lot of work. It's a lot of work. So,
and you have the evidence.
Yes, I have the evidence.
Rebagging.
Yes, of the rebagging. Now, when they got to 15,000 of the 22,000, when they got to 15,000, one of the people involved, I think, had a conscience breakdown. So tipped off the Ashanti Regional Police Command that, look, we can't continue with this thing. So you go and check the Buffer Stock Company storage facility. So the Ashanti Regional Police Command rushed there. This same...
When was this?
This same patriot. This was around the 20th of December, 2023. This same patriot tipped off the FDA in Ashanti region. They also rushed there. By the time the FDA Ashanti region rushed to location, the storage facility, the police had done a good job. They had apprehended the people and closed down the facility. Then calls started coming from above that they should let the people go. The next day, on the 21st of December 2023, the Ashanti Regional Police Command wrote this letter, dated 21st December 2023, signed by J.J. Boy, Superintendent in charge of crime in Ashanti region, addressed to the Regional Director, Food and Drugs Authority, Kumasi Ashanti. Sir, request for assistance. The Regional Criminal Investigation Department of Ghana Police Service, Kumasi Ashanti, is investigating a case of being in possession of alleged unwholesome Moshosho bags of rice stocked at the National Food and Buffer Stock Warehouse, Buokrom, Kumasi. Investigations have reached a stage where sample of the suspected Moshosho rice needs to be examined to ascertain whether or not the rice has expired or good for consumption. I would be very grateful if your outfit could assist in examining the rice and report, counting on your usual cooperation, please. So this is dated 21st December 2023. They attach their samples. FDA in Ashanti says that they don't have the labs and the capacity, so they send it to Accra, the headquarters, for the samples to be tested. Doc and Nana and our viewers, would you believe that before the test results will come from FDA headquarters in Accra, an order came from above that they should release the rice?
The police.
No, an order came from above that the police and FDA Ashanti should just back off. And the children need food to eat. They should release the rice to the schools.
Who gave that order?
I know the person, but unfortunately, the evidence I want,
You don't have
nail the
it.
person, I don't have it yet. So
somebody told you, all right.
So I'm doing some work. Yes, a top official within the FDA setup told me where the
called
order
them?
came from. Yes, who called them to back off.
FDA is the Food and Drugs.
The Food and Drugs Authority. So I have the evidence of release of the items.
Sammy, at this stage, at the time the samples were sent to FDA in Accra, the bags of rice had not been distributed.
Yes, at this stage it had not been distributed.
The police and FDA had taken control of the warehouse.
Exactly.
And the rice.
Yes, they had locked it up.
Okay.
Yeah, they locked it up,
okay.
And they were seeking to contain it.
Okay.
You know, to prevent it from going out.
Okay.
But then
awaiting receipt of the
test results. But then an order came from above.
But Sammy, you must be careful.
Yes.
This order from above remains an allegation.
Yes.
Yes. But don't worry. When I conclude, you will see that it clearly was an order from above. So I hold in my hands here the release of the rice to the various schools, those who signed for them, the various headmasters who signed. So this is a confirmation that indeed.
Who released the rice to them?
So the police and then the FDA. And those who received it have signed. So you have.
Atiefo we de monhu bio masonso atibi. Monhu the data mo ni bedru ha egu ho sa spy enso afi na spy wie na aye contaminated. Ana nanado ene Bawumia se yemfa nkome free researchers for enkwala no. No muni eya hostem kese pa. Aduana aye unfit for animals no. Ye free researchers for we ana edi. With the evidence na bampos obi mpo an conscience ebu ne for hompo report assemblema police no. A police for ekwoche sankofo ni nyina no. Order from above MISA release sankofo ni nyina esa ka chom so mun release mon emfa nkoma nkora ne ne kom de wo mo. Inti ekom de obi ana chese yema ne duane aseye ana. Because of say community yema ne contaminated food. Okudzeto Ablakwa echirima na chese se nnuane ni nyina o sheda for medical doctor say ono so me exam aduane nnenhwe. Nipa doctor ne ba eno so wochirema aduane no eni kwanse mmoampudi. Ana sanso na se nipa wodi se aduane na ubenya cancer. Yankotwese ne doctor no so Okudzeto the evidence na ba wochirem se ne doctor no esi explain sa annuane ne ene nsinsanso obi obedi se aduane ne bia ebenya so.
Company name Lamens Ventures Enterprise. Then the signatories of those who received it. This is for St. Monica SHS, Mampong. Received 1st February 2024. 520 bags of the 50 kg. Moshosho rice repackaged. I also have here my own alma mater, sadly. PỌịSOＮG Legon. They received 1,093 bags on the 2nd of February this year. I also have Konongo Odumasi SHS. And before I move to Konongo, let me state that, just in case, Randy, you think that your alma mater was exempted. So PỌịSONG is the central warehouse for Greater Accra. So when PỌịSONG receives, they share with all the secondary schools in Greater Accra. So your alma mater, Accra Academy, Achimota, Accra Girls, Laboni, Chemu, Tema, all of them will pick their supplies from PỌịSONG. Then I also have here the signed sheets of Konongo Edumasi Senior High School, who received DS for schools in the Ashanti region. Now, this is where it gets so frightening and so tragic. By the 6th of February 2024, the FDA results come in. I hold it 6th of February, 4 days after they had released. Yes.
Okay.
So they had released the rice, distributed to our schools, so recklessly, so callously, without knowing the outcome of the test results. So 4 days after, the test results arrive from the FDA. And I have the certificate of analysis here. I'll share them with you. Lo and behold, the certificate of analysis shows that the rice was unwholesome. It had a high percentage of the presence of insects, according to the FDA, is here. And it does not conform to standards, according to the FDA. The analyst is here, Mary Vivian Hammond. Mariana Kome, Joseph Ofosu Siam, they've all signed. The FDA analysis also shows that the rice had a high fat acidity. So you know that I'm not a medical doctor, everybody knows that. So I brought in medical doctors to analyze this FDA test results. And what they told me, very frightening, that this is rice that should not even be given to animals. That the consequences are dire. It can even lead to liver cancer. That this should have been destroyed. Unfortunately, this is after the fact. They didn't wait for the FDA examination results. They had already fed our students with this 22,000 bags of expired, contaminated food. Now, this FDA results confirms what the FDA wanted to do originally. I have intercepted their original internal memo of 29 December 2023.
The FDA.
The FDA, after the tip-off, where they recommended 3 things. Their legal department recommended 3 things that should happen. 1, immediately, they should stop the repackaging exercise. 2, contact the office of the FDA to initiate the process of safe disposal of the 15,000 bags of rebagged rice. So they wanted the 15,000 bags disposed of, destroyed. Then 3, fine the company Lamens 150,000 Ghana cedis. This was the recommendation.
So the fine was for the repackaging?
For the repackaging.
Okay.
This was the original recommendation. This recommendation also changed.
To what?
To a reduced fine of 100,000. And then they said they will await the FDA results.
So they had established that indeed the company was rebagging.
Rebagging,
which
yes.
they shouldn't do.
Exactly.
So they are fining them 100,000 cedis.
Exactly.
For engaging in that illegal act.
Yes.
But in terms of the wholesomeness or otherwise of it, they wait for the...
Yes. And then the order comes from above, and they also cave in.
So they didn't wait for the results from Accra.
Yes.
And they released the rice.
And they released the rice.
Okay.
The FDA and the police.
And the buffer stock distributed the rice.
Distributed the rice. Okay. The buffer stock and the free SHS secretariat.
They distributed the rice.
And I have confirmed from the heads that indeed the rice came. Those are their signatures. One of them tells me that he raised the issue of the no expiry date. But
so this rice they received them in the ECOWAS bag?
Yes, ECOWAS bag.
Not the Moshosho bag?
No, not the Moshosho.
Okay.
Indeed, they are saying that until this expose, they didn't know